Welcome to the next episode of Dexfinity Podcast E-commerce 2034. Today we have Bianca Vlaston from Aleph. Hi, Bianca.
Hi, Pavel. So good to be here. Thank you so much for the invite. It's amazing. I'm very excited about this
Pleasure
one.
is mine.
And about the discussion with you, because I always enjoy talking to you about
We already
stuff.
started before
Yeah, exactly.
on the preparation. So just to introduce you, our podcast is about the future. That's why the name 2034 e-commerce, because we started on the 10th anniversary of Dexfinity, and we wanted to bring some, forward, future-looking, go beyond kind of view to the future, to the business, to the e-commerce, to the marketing. And we are glad that you're here because you are very interesting to talk to about
Thank you. That's
the
a compliment.
industry and what shapes whatever the global media landscape.
However, 10 years ahead, that's a really difficult future to imagine. That seems like impossible with all the new changes that
We picked the
Not
name because it invites you or forces you to think really different, right? Because if you just ask somebody, what are you going to do next year or something,
that's easier.
where the things are heading, it's straightforward, right? But 10 years could be, or whatever long term could be.
more visionary. Okay, I got the point. You want the vision of it. Okay.
You have a visionary CEO, so I think...
Oh, yes, we do. Definitely.
So back to you and back to Aleph. You've been in a company for a long time.
Yep.
And recently, Aleph is not just a partner for Slovak businesses to accelerate and use marketing platforms on Pinterest or Snapchat or TikTok, but also on Google and Spotify. Please.
yeah. No, I'm gonna edit Microsoft.
So Microsoft Ads, that's the next big thing. Thank you. So recently you are bringing also all these platforms to the local businesses. And I was, first of all, interested on how you can actually help those companies to go beyond the orders, because those platforms, they kind of invite you to go abroad, right? Because they are successful. And tell me more what those platforms enable Slovak businesses.
Oh, that's a 1 hour pitch, Pavel. But I'm gonna try to make it short. So look, I think we cannot deny the role of the global platforms in the common user's life. So from whatever, the likes of Google, Meta, Spotify, TikTok, Pinterest, Microsoft, and so on are bringing in the user's life, because they are all hunting a specific niche. Well, nothing niche about Google and Meta, but the others,
Pinterest,
exactly,
right?
exactly, Pinterest, Snapchat, and so on.
Microsoft.
They all have different
Niche users,
specifics, which are appealing for the users. Hence, they have huge numbers of users globally. So, the golden rule of advertising, right? The advertisers need to follow the users on which type of media they use. It was the users who started using digital more and
so before the Aleph,
giving up everything. So all the classical media, like the TV and the whatever, and they moved to digital. The advertisers moved to digital as well. So you have in the general advertising ecosystem, you do have the local publishers, the local, inventory generators, let's say. Local audiences are using the local websites, but also the global platforms.
Yes. So without Aleph, usually Slovak company couldn't even reach those platforms and use them, right? Because
they could.
They could?
They could go on the self-serving type of quick setup if that platform had the local audience open for targeting. Which was not the case for a lot of them. For Snap, for Pinterest, for TikTok, I think it kind of took a longer time to open specific audiences after they have launched and gained their global audiences.
And would those platforms even talk to you if you would come to them and say, I have just, a couple
No,
of
of course
thousand?
not. What are you talking about? Of course not. Google and Meta are barely talking, only to the big advertisers and so on. But that's the whole point, I think. So the type of business, niche business, I would say, that Aleph is in, which is bringing the big global platforms, the Silicon Valley type of giants, into the local markets, more specifically into the emerging markets. Because for us, globally, we have 100 offices, I think, at this point, globally, but not in the big markets. No, I don't know, Germany, UK. We do have an office in Dublin, though. We are in the emerging markets. And we are bringing these platforms, representing them exclusively through this type of mandates in the local markets to give the advertisers access to these platforms, following the users, their prospects, basically, their future buyers, in the platforms where they are spending the time.
And what is the next or now the hot thing? What platform, like Pinterest, TikTok, Microsoft? What's actually, because
That's such a hard question. That's a totally difficult
because I
question.
can imagine that it also depends on the platform, right? Like how they also incentivize or how they actually want to grow. So is there whatever the platform that is really
So,
hot to
according to
use
the
or try?
latest results that the global platforms announced and so on, what we're seeing is that, for example, Reddit has the biggest growth in number of users globally, like accelerating like crazy. It's followed obviously by Pinterest, by TikTok as well is also growing and so on. But I would say that the hottest, considered by the users, again, using this logic, if the users want to be in that platform, hey, advertisers, you need to go into that platform following your users as well, searching for certain context and affinities and so on, depending on the products. So I would say that Reddit and Pinterest are the hottest right now globally, but we're seeing also in our region as well,
Yeah,
the
Reddit
same kind
is-
of, yeah. And
I agree.
I would say that there is also the topic of, for advertisers, the topic of diversification. Because you know as well as I do that the big part of the advertisers are too stuck in using a very small number of platforms. Like either only Google or, okay, I'm adding a bit of social media to Google, like Meta or TikTok. But they are stuck there. And their audience is moving and using different platforms for different types of needs that they have. They might be using Spotify for music, not only YouTube. They might be on Pinterest for, inspiration and so on, not on like scrolling on
Facebook
TikTok or Facebook
Instagram,
or
yeah.
whatever. They're diversifying a lot their media tastes, and the advertisers should do that too. That's number one, I would say. The second argument that I would have is that it's the smartest business choice to diversify your advertising investments. So in case something happens, I don't know, one of the big giants changes some kind of policy and you suddenly wake up the next day with, oh my God, what is this results? What is this doing? I need to change everything. But at least you do have sources of buyers from your very diversified media presence. So we are always advocating for diversification of advertising efforts and strategies.
Right, sure. Agree. And since you've been there for 18 years, and I know that once upon a time also Aleph was just a local company with big ambition. So how did local company from Central Eastern Europe or so came to those big platforms and made the case that they can use you, so you represent those brands, so you bring to those markets? Because I think that maybe you told that very many times, but it could be inspiring for other businesses how to go to whatever America and get the
And convince
Meta
them.
to work with you.
Yeah. I think it's a perfect combination between their needs and their business needs, the platform's business needs to grow globally, not focus only in one market. I was talking about diversification earlier. See how everything linking? So they also need to diversify beyond their biggest markets, which is US, UK, and the big European developed markets, the Germany, France, whatever. They need to diversify. And going back also to the users, their user numbers in our markets, let's talk specifically about CE markets, but we can also address LATAM or APAC or MENA, a lot of regions in this globe. So they are seeing increasing number of users from our region, which means that they can make money out of these users,
Advertising,
right?
yeah.
But for any big platform, like no matter how big, Google, Meta, even the big ones, the giants, right? It's so difficult for them to come to our local markets, Hungary, Slovakia, Czechia, Romania,
It's
not
so
to mention
fragmented.
Bulgaria, Serbia, Croatia. I mean, it's a lot of very small markets. And for them, operationally, would be a total nightmare. Total nightmare to set up operations in all these small countries.
Too much work.
Crazy.
But to some extent, as you said, the users are here, so they want it to. And
Users are here. They
then
also
you came,
have
here we are.
exactly. They also have tried, and they still have the approach of the servicing the local advertisers through a central hub, right? We know, for example, about Meta and Google having huge teams in support teams in Dublin and using vendors around the world, but servicing, trying to apply the same type of servicing recipe to everyone. Let's think a bit on how different our markets are in our region, like the very specific culture of Serbians versus Romanians versus Slovaks, Hungarians, and so
You
on.
just had two events in Hungary and Slovakia. Totally different, right?
So it's this type of differences cannot be addressed by central points. And the difference is, the kind of last mile servicing. This is what we do. We have our local teams in each country who know the market, who know, I know you. We can discuss the specifics of what the local advertisers' needs might be, which might be totally different versus Romanian or Serbian or Bulgarian. But because we have the local know-how team insights, we are able to adapt the platform to what the local advertisers need.
Yep.
So I think this type of approach was something that also the platforms understood. You have the likes of the Reddit, Pinterest, Microsoft, Spotify, and so on, who want to gain market share locally. So for them, it's really important to be connected with the local advertisers and being able to offer their advantages advertising on their platforms in the local language, to have a local company who is able to give, invoicing in local currency, for example. So there are a lot of
Small things
that make up
that are local
So
for local markets.
those
right?
are, let's call it the emerging platforms, right? But it's also a very valuable proposition for the giants, for Meta and Google. We have now the Google partnership for Hungary and Slovakia. We previously were partners with Meta, representing them in all our countries. So, but that's because also they realized that the local flavor of the relationship, of the last mile type of approach with the local advertisers, especially in such a fragmented region, it's highly important for their business.
Last mile counts.
Yeah.
And special people specialized in those platforms are also very valuable. Like I know that if you want to talk to our clients about how they can approach specific platforms like Pinterest or TikTok, it's really nice that we can talk to your specialists who know the campaigns, who know the platforms of vast portfolio, and all those
Exactly.
things connect, like case study from other clients, different countries, that platform, because as you said, the customers are on the platform, but you really need to localize your advertising for the platform
As
and
well.
don't just go with the same approach to Meta, Pinterest, TikTok,
Do
because
not
it just
copy
doesn't work.
exactly. Do not copy everything you do on Meta for the others because it's a different platform. It's users are in a different mindset, so they would not expect to see the same kind of. And it's for us, our teams are trained by all these platforms, so we are basically like an extended arm, like an extension of their sales teams in the local markets. They train our people. They give us all the educational materials that we need to explain the platform and what the users are doing. It's like we're having different hats at the same time. We have the Spotify Slovakia hat and the Pinterest Slovakia hat and so on and so on. So
Yeah, it's about education, about knowing the platform and educating all the sides to make it work, because in the end you want to make the something out of your money spent there. So yeah.
I would say that we are very careful also in all the countries where we are present to contribute to the growth of the economy. Because with all the experience that we have across the region, even global experience, in certain verticals, and you see some advertisers applying some kind of multi-platform strategy, I don't know, in LATAM, let's say, in some country in Argentina or whatever. Yeah, of course, it's a different culture, but there are some ideas that can be picked from there for a certain vertical, and they can be, exported. We have in our region, we have the Baltic countries who are so highly digitalized, and they have so many digital natives, like types of businesses. I'm so envious, honestly, because in our markets, we're still trying to get there. I think the Baltics already have, I don't know, probably more than 5 digital natives unicorns. How many does Slovakia has?
I think still
One
about
or
0 to
two?
1.
0 to 1, exactly. It's the same in all our countries. Well, different culture, different approach, obviously, but
They are
still,
scarce.
I think it's what we have done in the Baltics and maybe even in Serbia, in Romania, and so on. We've been working with all kinds of startups, especially digital natives, to help them use the platforms to their advantage. Even more, the kind of business consultancy, like what should be your ROAS, what should be your POAS now. It's different, a lot of KPIs
Yeah.
thrown around, right?
Buzzwords.
But going deeper into their business model and advising them how to grow, what platforms to use, and how much to spend so they can grow immensely. And we have so many examples for many years of clients that we have helped scale 10 times, even more than that, actually.
The other day I was talking to your guys also about like finding the match between like vertical and special advertising requirements. Like for example, you have special restrictions, and there are different restrictions on advertising on different platforms. And sometimes what is not allowed on Meta, you can, for example, use it on other platform, or I don't know, X or
Yeah.
so sometimes
exactly
it's
that.
also with special clients, like I don't know, for example, the use case of some nicotine pods you kind of use instead of cigarettes. You can have this special kind of border lines or shadow whatever forbidden on Google, but you can use to distribute
Other platforms.
on other platforms. So sometimes it's also about knowing that okay, you can use this in France or in DACH because this is okay there, and people are used to whatever consume.
Yeah, it's a lot of
ifs
details and ifs
niches.
and knowledge, and I know.
And that's
It's a lot.
in the end about people that they know and can advise you.
And it's a lot about getting that advice in the local language from someone that maybe you know and you trust. And this connection, because business, we get that thing with business to business. Oh, come on, it's still person to person. It's still that relationship that you can establish with people from other companies, whether you speak the same language or maybe a little bit different, but trying to understand the mutual benefits.
We are in technology landscape, but in the end, it's a human-to-human business.
The same human-to-human type of business.
Maybe relating to that, now you come here more often to Hungary and Slovakia. Do you have some, whatever business or culture or some things that, you just stumbled upon that, okay, these guys are so much similar in this or different in that you now just have a fun fact of whatever Slovakia, Hungary you came across? Any fun facts about weird culture or
unconfirmed fun facts? No, I'm a bit afraid of generalizing. So it might be that I get this impression about types of behaviors and specifics, cultural specifics, but I'm really scared of generalizing. So
sorry.
It was it's a bit. Sometimes you can look at, for example, Hungary and Slovakia markets, right? Because this is what I'm doing a lot lately because of the Google partnership that we have in Hungary and Slovakia. So every other month I'm visiting the countries and we have events, education events for our clients and so on. Sometimes you have the feeling that, the Slovaks are not so interested in, what we were talking earlier, in
like
the data, tech, very techy, geeky stuff. The Hungarians are more into that one, but it might be just a,
little niche kind of
the kind of observation which will be
different in landscape.
1 week or so on.
Sure.
But overall, I think, for example, Hungary, Slovakia, not to mention Czechia, right? Because for Slovakia and Czechia, the similarities are quite obvious. Hungarian and Slovak markets are quite similar. When I first started working on the Slovak market, I was a bit surprised by the size of it, because the cliche that I had in the back of my mind from different small, interactions, it was like, Slovakia is a small market. No, it's not. Come on, it's not that small.
How
compared to Czech market? Yeah, sure. Probably Czech is
triple,
double.
or
No, it's not triple. It's double, I would
triple?
say. But compared to Hungary, Hungary is probably 1.3.
Just a little bit bigger, right?
Just a little bit bigger. No, Slovakia is not a small market. And I keep hearing that, in all the events, and people are like, yeah, I know we're a small market. No, you're not.
Come on.
No, you're not.
Thanks for encouragement.
And it can grow a lot, I bet. And I think there are some wrong numbers going around the market, and maybe that's why.
We'll put them to rest.
Thank you.
And another exciting topic about Aleph is for me that I wasn't watching Formula F1 recently, but you are second year
Second year
sponsor of now Revolut Audi.
It's Audi Revolut. Audi the first one, please.
So really like big league for advertising of your own spend when it comes to promoting your brand. And now I've seen FIFA partnership that's connected to advertising.
Test pilot, I would say, in the Philippines, I think.
So how maybe you see those big partnerships with these big, not just brands, but kind of marketing cultural or whatever, because football is a huge thing, and then on the formula and sponsoring a team is quite another huge thing. So is there something just like a fun fact or lesson you want to pass?
Yeah, the fun facts. I think the fun facts are really nice. We have, when it comes to football, don't forget that our CEO and our COO are Argentinians.
Ah,
So there you go. football.
Story
And
is
that's
closed.
the story closed. Exactly. That's said enough. When it comes to Formula One, that's it doesn't have necessarily some fun facts behind, but kind of strategic move, like because of the similarities with our own business. So you have Formula One, which is going around the world in different cities, right? Each city having a specific track, which the drivers need to know perfectly to master and to get a lot of points and so on. So Formula One is kind of similar to what we do in terms of, if you want to make a comparison, right? Our partners, the platforms, are like the engine, the technology, the car. But then all the execution moves locally. Because you have local tracks that the drivers and the whole team and the whole crew and the pit stops and everything, that's super localized. They need to know the inside out, the tracks, to be able to perform. The big platforms are using our local teams to perform locally because we know the local market inside out and the advertisers and the culture and all the details that matter. We have the relationships and so on. So that's kind of
it fits your DNA basically.
Totally.
And also the business USP in a way.
Exactly. That's the similarity. Doesn't have necessarily too many fun facts behind.
Yeah,
but,
actually it's a nice strategic thing actually, because it totally matches what you do globally, how you act locally, and you can share values of whatever the acceleration or technology or whatever the formula represents. So,
I think also
so it was a pretty strategic move to match
really
it.
strategic. And I think also what Gaston keeps saying and he likes about Formula One is the speed that we are looking at Formula One, right? The speed that the cars are moving, that's absolutely crazy. And honestly, this is what's going on in our industry nowadays with all the AI and all the announcements that we had in these last days. Constant change, it's one thing. That's something that we've been living through the last 15 plus years. I'm not giving more than that. So that's constant change that we've been living for so many years. But what's going on now with the AI and all the announcements that we had from Google, right, in the last weeks? No, that's a revolution. That's not a constant change. That's a total revolution. It's we were discussing right about the title of your podcast, 2034. Oh wow, I have no idea. Like, it's so hard to imagine what's going to happen and how everything, the e-com is going to evolve by 2030 with all the changes that we had now.
You just came from Dublin from Marketing Live, right? So maybe
I was in Google Marketing Live.
So maybe you have a little glimpse of how they presented the revolution in their industry, because they are used to be kind of sleeping giant in those waters. Then whatever AI happened, so it accelerated the change and evolution.
Let me put it like this. So if we were talking about AI until now, like, oh, you want to try this? Oh, we've put AI into that one. Oh, try, try and incorporate in your lives here and there some AI. With the announcements that we had in Google I/O and GML as well, Google Marketing Live, that's totally changing the landscape in which we are functioning and doing our business. And also for the users is the same revolution.
So AI will actually work in Google products? Just
Oh,
kidding,
wow.
just kidding.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because
yes, it will actually work.
Because I still feel like they have a huge opportunity to connect all the services with AI and whatever, and I'm keep using other services to do this on their platform, like, connect my Gmails, plus calendars, plus whatever my notes, I have to build my own or use third-party tools to just say, make me an event based on the whatever conversation with the intersection of the time where we are free and follow up on whatever my notes are on something, right? It's this kind of connecting the dots that they can provide to the customer and bring more value, but I'm keep waiting. That finally it's here.
So what you are doing now is actually trying to improve your life, your work, adding some AI layers, right? Like, oh, connect this. I'm not going to have to do manually. Please, dear AI, do this for me, and so on. What's happening from now on is that you will have AI changing the way that you do all the basic stuff. Just addressing the Google search. Let's take that one. I think that's the easiest one. What the first very simple thing that the guys in Google are also pointing out, but it's also clear from all the reports and articles and everything that you can find online, is that the search is transforming. You are no longer searching in Google, like, 2-3 words, and then you go through the search results, click on some websites, and so on. Search is becoming conversation.
Exactly.
So you are no longer trying to figure out what to search so Google can give me some relevant results for my
I don't want
search.
to go anymore to
You are just dropping a question, like you are asking your friend something, and Google is giving you a result, and then you are continuing
the other day
conversation.
I will give you an example. I was trying to just replace, the washing machine in apartment. So I just wanted to like take the picture, find me a similar with dimensions, because I don't want to buy another one that doesn't fit, and I wanted to get it upstairs, and I want someone to install it, and I want someone to take the old one away. So I wanted like full package, and I was not going to search it and then go to different pages of different e-shops and go into their whatever the conditions, how they deliver. I gave this complex prompt and give me just like 2 options, and also of course get the price right and all the delivery, so it all economically is the best, not just service but also the price altogether. And that's the way I want to shop in today environment. And I would like to use Gemini, I would like to use whatever, but let's make it work so I don't have to use different tools, because
that's where you hit the next point. I think from GML, my biggest jaw-dropping moment was the universal shopping cart. That's groundbreaking. So basically, in all Google properties, right? Like YouTube, Google search, wherever you go, and you search for something, like you were saying, right? Well, when this will be enabled, out of the results that Google gave you, the 2-3 options, you will basically be able to press add to cart directly in Google layer in Google, add maybe a jacket or a football for your kids. Oh, wait, some groceries I need to do, but all in Google without visiting the websites.
Bring it
That's
on.
totally changing the mindset and the way we do shopping online. So the whole e-com market is going to get revolutionized.
It will finally be exciting to use these, shopping whatever products again, because I don't want to type several times my addresses or whatever payments. Like, come on,
go into website, create.
together.
Oh, I need to create an account. I've never been into this one. Create an account. Oh, they don't like me paying like this. I need to do whatever, something else. Accept the terms and conditions and do whatever.
Get
Way
it
too
done,
complicated.
Get it done. I just want my product to come to my home, and so I don't have to spend so much time with shopping.
Now going back to our region realities, because you guys have a lot of e-com clients,
Yeah.
right? How do you think they will embrace this kind of totally new mindset and way of shopping that not only Google, but all the big giants from, I don't know, ChatGPT already doing that. Meta has already also announced yesterday some stuff. Google totally revolutionizing things. I'm
think
very
there-
interested in,
I think there must be one player that moves, like creates this disruption. Like before OpenAI, ChatGPT, no one was really, putting into this conversational start of the AI topic as a whole. So after they kick it off, everybody was on. So I think also in shopping there must be somebody who is like disrupting. It might be Shopify, it might be Shopify with something like partnership, but there must be a platform or some service that will do this wow effect of just put your thoughts in, and it will, ask once for your whatever Apple Pay or credit card, and you trust it, and once it will ask for your address, and it will map whatever the delivery box is and something, and once you set it up, then you will be just like, okay,
from a central
my
point, and then
son right now needs a new school bag, and it can remember your sizes, it can remember your preferences, because
give
to-
you ideas,
one
give you extra options that can fit that thing
Yes.
that you're
yes,
That's
this
the future of shopping.
personalization can happen not just like from outside, that cookies and everybody is just like scanning me, and I don't want it because I want my privacy. I think some of those platforms could really take the case that there are people, early adopters like me, that are okay with putting all the infos, because once the platform have them and I can trust that it's there for a reason, for example, to make my life convenient, then it would be exciting that I will add more information, how whatever of my family grows, how my needs are changing, and I will get whatever nice suggestions, or
Yeah,
just
yeah.
get things done
Quicker.
without the hustle.
Without all the complications
and those early adopters, I think they would even pay for it. So let's say, or let's hope for one platform with creating service like this will happen and emerge, and then maybe all the big platforms will be like, okay, now we need to follow. Like,
that's Google. They already announced that they're gonna make this. I think if we were talking about the future of ecom 2030, right? No, it's here. It's this Q4 next year. That's how it's gonna look like. And I think the users are going to adopt very quickly. Early adopters like yourself, really quickly, but then everyone else will join because it's going to be so much easier. But in terms of impacting the businesses, that's a different discussion. And I think generally the businesses have much bigger inertia in adopting new ways of doing things versus the users. I mean, users are all the time much quicker moving into different behaviors or platforms than the advertisers. The advertisers, of course, they are waiting for the users to see how they
follow,
are, and they are following.
but it would be nice that those e-commerce troubles of hustling for shopping would just disappear, and somebody would make this experience different and
Yes,
more.
that will.
So
No more.
So you say the future is here. We just
The future is here, totally here. The website will, your e-com website will not matter so much, whatever. Anyway, most of your sales will come from Google Shopping Cart.
and I think that in the end, also at least some business owners I know, e-commerce, e-shop platform, business people, they have their website as a mean to, have a place to sell, to get the customer to connect
Mhm.
to their
Mhm.
products. And not necessarily they all love taking care of the website or have whatever the IT hustle, because whatever,
Mhm.
something breaks, something you need to
Yeah,
develop.
exactly.
So actually, current status quo that we are all like kind of embracing our websites is that we kind of used to do it, but in the end, if some platform comes, or there will
Mindset.
be, yeah, change of mindset will happen, and if there will be various platforms where my products can reach customers, and I will just be notified, like, send this there. In the end, that's what I kind of want, get my
Yeah,
product to the
exactly.
customer. And if the diversification will be okay, so I'm not like whatever hostage of one Facebook or one Google, then it's okay, because people are on the platforms. I just need them to find my product there, and then if the technology and analytics connect to that, then whatever, you pay commission, you pay advertising, you pay
If
whatever
it's
you
easy,
pay,
I don't
right?
care. Yeah.
Because so we will see how the transition will go towards. But as you said, people are in their ways,
Yep.
and we will see what one disruption will start the change. But
Oh, it's listen, I think it's very complicated for the businesses, for your normal average business. So the type of businesses who don't have teams of 10 people just trying to understand what Google Ads is changing and how to adapt and so on, right? I'm talking about that torso, long tier of small businesses trying to make in this entrepreneurial type of life. It's so complicated. You cannot have the business owner who knows how to, produce something, a specific product or something, now to understand the very complicated system that Google Ads has become.
yeah, all those things you need to know are your whatever distribution boundaries or something that you need to overcome. So maybe the technology and whatever the AI will kind of enable us to be more product innovators, more business at the core, and then just don't worry about the IT hustles or advertising hustles. So
AI is helping a lot into that. They will have the option of going into, I don't know, Google Ads and just asking AI to set up campaigns and to do whatever they need to, but they won't be able to adjust or add some extra layers on it. And this is where I think agencies are going to have to reinvent themselves a lot and to bring new services to the clients, because I actually think that the request for agency services, different type of services, will increase a lot.
yeah, in our agency, as you said, is also about the people. So we are also enablers. We are also technology facilitators. So we can do much more now, and we can do different things. But I'm not worried about whatever AI replacing us, because whatever the business relations, whatever the know-how of the platform is, or whatever connecting the dots, we humans are basically we like to talk to humans when it comes to these
We
things.
need the human connection in
And
everything.
these things will stay for some time, I'm sure.
I would say beyond 2034.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
it's been very nice chat, and I'm happy you've been here with us.
Super. Thank you so much. Lovely. Let's do it again. I loved it.
It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Bye. See you
Bye.
next time.